YouTube channel. So today's a perfect day to catch up on this video series again. So I have 3 missions for today. The first mission is to grab some coffee, or like to test or try out a new coffee spot directly located at the lake, and I will pick a friend with me. The second mission is that my closest friend from Zurich, she and her roomie, they moved from their old flat to their new flat over the last couple of 2 days, and I wasn't able to help them yesterday to arrange all of the moving boxes and furniture. So I had the idea of kind of surprising them. I will try to get up some pastry, or yeah, like maybe a cardamom bun, and had the idea of surprising them. Just ring once and go up for coffee and just talk for a little bit. And yeah, eating the pastries. I hope that they get excited about this, or I don't know if they're even just at home, but yeah. I'm one of those friends who do like these cute little Easters, whatever. Yeah. And the third mission will be to film myself outside. So I will grab my big camera and try to sit down like with a different background. I just had the urge of talking about stuff, like talking about a few smaller topics in front of the camera. We have a blue sky outside, and I will just hop up on the train and then we'll grab ourselves, then we'll see ourselves with a coffee again. Alright, so I just got back from kind of coffee date and also the surprise visit from Yasmin and Leo. And the city in general is pretty crowded. And I didn't record it like my video yet, but the weather is so pretty and surprisingly so much better than expected. So I have decided to go on another trip. I mean, I do kind of wanted to do my laundry, but I just enjoy being outside right now. When I'm looking for spots in general, I'm always looking at Google Maps and looking like at those like viewpoints and pretty places. And I think it's like, depends. Maybe I need 2 hours to get to the point I want to go, because there's one spot with like 3 trees looking absolutely beautiful. And I got the feeling that tonight could be a pretty sunset. So yeah, I would be definitely on time for that. I think the sun is currently going down in like around 6ish, 7ish, whatever, and I will arrive at like 4:30. So I would definitely have enough time to get up there and also to film the video. Yeah, and I think I will do this. I mean, the laundry I can do it today. I have enough clothes to wear. But for now, I will just need to repack my bag, because I think I will go with my backpack and not with like my handbag. I will also bring my point and shoot, and yeah, just spend another me time. And I'm currently also like reading, but I saw this one in a video from Elena, and I think it was on Tuesday, I just ran immediately to the bookstore and bought it. So it's like a 12-week course about how to get your creativity back, or like my goal is not to get my creativity back. I got the feeling I'm currently in a good state to be creative, but I think with this way, so I just like kind of looked on some pages and also like in the exercises, and the exercises consists of a lot of writing and reading. And I think especially I'm hoping that it will help me in terms of consistency, just like to write the morning pages more consistently, and also like, yeah, to be more consistent in terms of this development of my creativity and really go out and create more, because I know I'm currently need to do my laundry, and I would say usually I would have been, or like I would have stayed at home now and we're trying to do the laundry, but I really want to be more active in creating and just go out and try, or like just try to film whatever captures my lens. Right, so the plan is set. I'm actually looking quite cute, or feeling cute at least, but I really need to get myself better like trekking shoes, and I hope that I won't get too cold in the evening just with this vest. But I got my scarf with me, but I didn't want to put on another layer of jacket, because usually these keep me warm enough, and I'm kind of like hiking all the time, so I'm just sitting while it's a video. But I also put out like a picnic blanket. I'm going to buy some snacks, I think, at the train station, just like something small, because I still have dinner left in the fridge. But off we go. That's such a cool location though. What happened, or what was going on in the last couple of weeks? I know that I've said that I'm going to Portugal, like to Porto, and film everything. But honestly, this was like a trip of more importance than I thought it would be. And due to the fact that it was raining all day, I wouldn't say that it didn't feel right to film, but that's also like in terms of feeling comfortable of filming in the front of others. I mean, I've went with a working colleague from mine, and she's not like camera shy, but she's not like, hey, I need to be in that video. So yeah, we just experienced like some good wine tours and a lot of rain. So it was more about the food in general. On Sunday, I had the chance to film like a small video project for a friend of mine who's working like for a mobile service provider. And yesterday, it's getting windy. So yesterday I came to the realization that starting with something in general is the worst part of everything. So happy today that I immediately started working against this like comfort of not starting with something, because
especially in terms of creating. So I just recently bought a new book called The Artist's Way. And I just have read the introduction. But even though in the introduction, I have the book with me. So she have written, I learned to turn my creativity over the only God I could believe in, the God of creativity, the life force Dylan Thomas called, the force that through the green fuse drives the flower. I learned to get out of the way and let that creative force work through me. I learned to just show up at the page and write down what I heard. Writing became more like eavesdropping and less like inventing a nuclear bomb. It wasn't so tricky and it didn't blow up on me anymore. I didn't have to be in the mood. I didn't have to take my emotional temperature to see if inspiration was pending. I simply wrote. No negotiations. Good, bad, none of my business. I wasn't doing it. By resigning as a self-conscious author, I wrote freely. This was just, for me in that moment, I was just thinking that the position of the artist is humble in general. There's no right or wrong. That's just a fact. And the artist in general is essentially a channel. Trying to make my point here is that every creative, or like every artist, every creative person has its own pace, it has its own story, and you just have to start with something, because in the end it's just about continuity and also about consistency. It's the same with something, like even though it's just a small hobby, or if you're just like have like a new resolution to just, I don't know, write a diary. If you just start it, you kind of feel like with the more you do it, the more you're getting into it, and the more it's starting to feel like natural to you. So this is why I was so happy that I have left the house today, even though I was kind of up of doing the laundry and the household, because if I wouldn't have got outside, I wouldn't have sitting here right now and wouldn't have recorded this video. I wouldn't have like a new YouTube video. I wouldn't have a new topic. I wouldn't have seen this beautiful location. And just, it sounds so easy, just do it. But if you're not doing it, you're missing out. You're missing out opportunities. You're missing out on beautiful places. You miss out on, I don't know, maybe like a connection, and also of letting go, like the perfectionism. That is something which just like sticks with me for like almost 2 decades. I don't want to be a perfectionist. I just want to like upload videos, and just by trying, I will get better. Like this book is kind of like a 12-week course of like not finding your creative art, or like it's more about setting the intuition and also about the field you're ambitious with. And I know already that I'm ambitious with in terms of filming, but it's more about getting into the consistency, about finding my path, and also like doing things out of the comfort zone. Because I'm not a writer, but I know that by writing down my thoughts, this will lead me to the goal of like maybe getting a better filmmaker. It kind of like, or what I'm hoping to get from it is the actual goal. So at least for me, and I know that everyone works different. I know that everyone like has its own art of starting things. And this is something which in my opinion is also ridiculously beautiful, because this is what all makes us different kind of artists, even though it's a painter, a filmmaker, a photographer, an actor. Like starting with something, if you're a poet, and if you're like an actor and want to get into theater, you kind of have to like start with role playing. Of course, some people have this like natural thing to be better at some things, but saying something like it's too late, or no, like what if it's too risky? If you don't know, or like if you're not trying, you don't know. I'm currently at the point where I'm starting to believe in myself more than ever. And also like this just brings me such a peace, and this makes me so calm in the inside that I start to believe that I'm capable of like fulfilling every goal I'm setting to myself. And I'm having the goal of going on world journey, or like world travel next year. And this is also a topic which sticks for me over the last week, is that I want to go on world travel in 1.5 years. And 1.5 years sounds so far, yet at the same time so close. But knowing that this is the goal, it's like every day which passes, I know it's like one day closer to my goal. It's one day closer of like achieving something I've dreamed already for at least 8 years. I wanted to go see the world like since I was 14, and especially I wanted to go first to New Zealand. And when I was 14, I wanted to like my semester abroad in high school, but my parents weren't able to afford that. So knowing that I will see this country next year fulfills me with such a proud and such, like also with joy that just makes my 14-year-old enormously proud. And I think by just sitting down and just like also talking or like saying these things out loud to yourself makes you more believe them and makes you getting one step closer to your goal. I honestly, this makes me so emotional. I don't know why, but just thinking about the good stuff kind of like pull the good stuff towards you. So I know that I'm not the best at like writing things down, and I know that I want to get better, and I know that I want to get kind of a structure in my videos, especially while talking. So I don't have like notes on here, and I don't have like something specific in mind I want to talk with, but just like by talking, things kind of comes out, and just by talking about things, the joy will come, and also like maybe like new goals or like new ideas also came up. And I think that is the same with creating. So when I'm sitting down and just letting my thoughts flow, they will open up so many new opportunities. When I would compare myself to like the Raissa, like 1.5 years ago, she was planning going to Australia. I never really thought of making this real. But I'm sitting here and not trying to make it real, but I make it real. You're so much more capable of your thinking. Yeah, I mean, this is not like, I don't want to give like advice on here. It's more about, I want to talk about I just want to let out my thoughts. And I know that many of you kind of resonate with these things, especially when you were growing up like in a household, like when your parents like didn't give you the feeling that they were believing in you. So for me, it was, since forever, was like in my opinion, it was harder to believe in myself than maybe for someone else who has like the support of their parents. It isn't that I would say like my parents never supported me, but they gave me the feeling that they didn't kind of care, and like they weren't like helping me because they wanted me to help. It was more about I was asking for help and I was forcing them to help me. Which sounds so stupid because, I mean, of course, today I'm able of more expressing my goals. And if I would say, hey, I need this, of course, I know they would be there. But like in between personally, that's just like, I don't know, you can't compare that to each other. I would say that I was a person who cared a lot of what people were saying about me. Even though it would be about, hey, about the hobby I'm doing, about the photos I'm posting, about the way I'm looking, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When you're convinced of what you're doing, you just have to do it. Because on the other side, it just holds you off of your goals. It holds you off on what you want to reach. It holds you off of what you dream of. And this also like impacts, the belief in yourself. And I would say by moving here and to spend time on my own just teaches me in like really, really doing my thing. And just while I'm saying this in this exact moment, I would say, hey, I'm really proud of that. And I kind of like really came far in terms of like enjoying time with my own and being proud of myself. I was never a person who was able to be proud of myself and also to see success. But when like these small interactions like really show me, hey, you're on the right path and you're on the right way. Yeah, I would say I'm stop recording right now. just, yeah, make my way back home. I think at home it's currently actually better weather because the clouds over there, like the sky looks more blue. And here, like really, really clouds. Oh, honestly, it's getting so cold now. Like, okay, when I'm moving, it's getting better, but my hands are so cold. I was just sitting and recording the video. But I would be happy about a cup of tea now. The people who know me, I usually don't drink tea. I think I kind of got the view. But honestly, this is such a cool like transformation. Just like one tree at the top of the mountain.